From the home of the Widener Pride, this is WidenerPride.com as we continue our series of preseason interviews for the 2014 spring season. I am joined by men's lacrosse coach Brendan Dawson. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Sure.
Coach, you entered number 19th in the country in the preseason poll. Last year you were as high as 16. Played a bunch of ranked teams last year, 4 losses against ranked teams by a total of 8 goals. One of those players who was just a stud in those games, Mac Nessler, All-America. I just go through everything, led the conference amongst the NCAA leaders in goals against average and save percentage, 22 saves in the final against Stevenson. Just talk about him, what he means to the team.
Yeah, Mac's a huge part of the team. I mean, he's a great goalie and really the leader of our defense. He's kind of developed over the course of his career here as someone who could just really stop the ball to kind of being the guy who commands everything, and it's great. It's just a big part of the way we play defensively, and when we make mistakes, he makes our guys look good. We had a lot of games last year that were close games that if he wasn't playing them, they're not really close games, and some big wins last year that if he's not playing, we probably don't win them. So he's a really big part of the defense, and we try to give him shots he can save, and he does a good job of that. So
another solid player who was all-conference last year. You look at Robert Clements. First team all-conference in 2012, honorable mention last year, 27 assists. Just talk about him, what he means to the squad.
Yeah, Bobby does a really good job for us offensively. I mean, he is kind of the quarterback of our offense. He does a lot handling the ball, and he sees the field really well, and probably one of our better two-way middies as well. He can play really good defense. He just has a really good understanding of the game. So he's going to provide a lot of leadership on the offensive end, and I think that this year he battled some injuries last year early. Didn't really get into a group scoring goals, but I think he's been shooting the ball really well this preseason and hoping to get a little more production out of him goal-wise and as well as assists.
You can't have an all-conference team without a Widener defender. You got that in Casey Decker. Last year, 12 times last year, Widener allowed 7 goals or fewer. Talk about him, what he means to the defense.
Again, similar to Mac, Casey is a guy who really leads our defense and vocally, but also by example. I mean, the example that he sets every day, just from a practice standpoint, there's not a guy that goes harder in practice than Casey. And he's just a lot of times he's guarding one of the better attackmen on the other team, and does a really good job of playing to his strengths and shutting that guy down. And he'll be doing that again this year. So.
Another defender who we love to see get on all-conference, Troy Gebhardt, who's had 3 solid years now going into his senior campaign. Talk about him, what he means to the squad.
Yeah, Troy's, again, a guy who's played a lot for us over the past 2 years and will do a lot for us this year. I mean, he's just a really solid defender, and he's a guy that you can rely on to put on an attackman and to not get beat based on his athleticism and physicality and that sort of thing. So he's a really huge part of what we do defensively, and excited to have him for another year here.
And finally, Tim Taylor, who just blossomed last year as a freshman, now going into his sophomore campaign. Obviously, more is going to be expected. What are you looking for in him this year? Yeah,
Tim's going to get it's a little different group attack-wise this year, so Tim's probably going to have a lot of focus on him, and there'll be a little pressure on him getting probably the top defender on the other team, but I think he's ready for it. I mean, he's a guy who's really developed from a goal scorer and a finisher to really, he's developing into a complete attackman, which is exciting to see. I mean, he's understanding the game a lot better, and kind of commanding our offense a little bit and telling guys where to be and what to do, and it's exciting to see him do that. So we're excited to kind of see where he goes this year.
Well, the season opener for the Pride is on February 18th at Newman. Pride this year play 4 ranked teams: Salisbury, Stevenson, Gettysburg, and Dickinson. The home opener is February 22nd against 4th ranked Salisbury. We thank men's lacrosse coach Brendan Dawson for joining us, and we thank you for your support of Widener University Athletics.